Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? We're reacting to this. This is called Is This the Average Male Fantasy by the ever lovely Shoe on Head. So, let's see what Shoe on Head has to say about the average male fantasy.
Men, what do they want? Money, status, fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate?
I don't much care for fast, expensive cars. I mean, the most I'd probably spend on a car is either a Charger, Challenger, or Camaro. That's about it. I don't really care for the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, you know, all those high-end fast cars. I don't much care for them, honestly.
Ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame, fortune, 3 hot chicks at once? Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
I've seen clips of this movie. I've heard really good things about it too. You know, as a man, I will make sure to give my opinion on the average male fantasy. Now, you know, I don't speak for every man, but I could speak for men in general, I believe.
This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much.
The sad thing is there is such thing as a cripple fetish, as weird as that sounds. There is a fetish for basically everything known to humanity. So, sadly, this probably is somebody's fetish, as horrible as it is to say.
Men are why we can't have nice things.
Really? It's all men. Anything that happens, anything bad that happens, it's always man's fault. It's always the man's fault.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student.
I always, you know, sometimes when I see anime stuff, it's like, sometimes I swear the title of some things makes no fucking sense.
Who was assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like...
I swear to God, nowadays, when it comes to the dad bod thing, no singular person knows what a dad bod is anymore. Some women look at a guy who's actually fit and say that's a dad bod. Some people look at Chris Hemsworth or Jason Momoa and say that's a dad bod. What in the fuck are you talking about? Do you know what an actual dad bod is? Have you seen The Average Dad? People are you're so fucking stupid.
Beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah. That reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
There are some people who look better with a beard than they do without one.
Some products are just garbage. Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just
Well, she's doing her
is,
ad. I'm gonna go get a drink.
But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is on a mission to improve shaving, with no gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. And here's the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So if you're tired of razor burn and overpaying for blades, now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right? Now
No,
let's get back
I
to
just
the video.
got up and went to get a drink.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime.
I know anime. I've been watching anime since, like, I think, since 98, 97 or 98. That's when I was watching. I can't remember if it was either Pokemon or Dragon Ball that I was watching first. But either way, it was since the late 90s that I've been watching anime, so.
Probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Oh, God.
Legoshi, best boy.
For some reason, whenever I hear Beastars, all I think about is Bow. Freaking.
Furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime.
Yay! Hi, Shu. Probably not going to see this, but hi.
Because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit, and I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer.
It's because they see a cripple woman, and they see a man, and they instantly believe that the man is going to take advantage of the cripple woman and control the ever-living fuck out of her. Instead of just looking at the video, instead of looking at the movie for what it was, a genuine love story about how two people fell in love. And the guy is doing nothing to take advantage of her. But for some reason, these fucking Karens just, we can't have anything nice because of them.
And read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
Aye.
Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately...
Because they're so unhappy with themselves, they are jealous, and in order for them to make themselves feel better, they have to lash out in this way and make the rest of the world just as miserable as they are. It's somehow the only way they see themselves feeling better, so they don't have to feel so shitty.
come to these conclusions. Like, as someone who actually watches
Plus, they're just
the movie,
fucking stupid.
Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she, like, straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good?
Yes.
Have I been sleeping on anime this
Yes, you have.
entire time?
Yes, you have.
His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich.
See, it's people like this that just... I don't understand why you have such vitriol for romance and other women and other people's happiness and the world around you. Why do you have such vitriol in your life? Can't you just, see the happiness and let people be happy with wanting the same thing? Why do you have to spit such toxicity into the world? These people need help. They need to get offline and go touch some fucking grass. Go take a walk. Breathe the fresh air, listen to the birds chirping, and just appreciate life. Instead of just stewing in your own sadness and depression.
Sounds about right. Oh my god. After watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that, like, cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. Females are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women.
Like I said in the beginning, the thing is, there is a fetish for physically disabled women. There is one, as horrible as it may seem and sound, there is one. We cannot dispute that. We cannot say that it doesn't exist, because it does. Like I said, there's a fetish for pretty much everything. But to watch this anime and just blatantly ignore the entire thing and only focus on the fact that a guy is taking care of a physically disabled woman, and to believe that he's doing that just so he can have control over her and, for her to be completely dependent on him, and just to focus on that. If that's all you're going to do, then yeah, it looks bad, but you're just focusing on the bad. You're focusing on the stupid. That's not what the movie is about. I'd never seen the movie, and I've seen clips of it, and I know that's not what that fucking thing is about. If you just focus on certain niche things, then it's going to look bad. But that's not what the movie is about. These people are so stupidatively blind. I swear to God, they need a smack upside the fucking head. Like I said, we can't have nice things because of these people.
Women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
Oh, God.
Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist. The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, you people seem to believe that those who have a disability, be it mental or physical, they seem to can't find love without it looked down upon because because the other person you see is taking advantage of said person. It's like, no. Are these people who are physically or mentally disabled not allowed to fall in love, and for the other person to fall in love, to genuinely fall in love with them? It's like, are you wanting these people to be alone throughout their entire life? I don't get these people. I don't understand them.
Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you.
See, it's this is what I mean. This is genuine. A woman with a disability is with a man, and this man isn't taking advantage of her disability or anything. He's loving her for who she is. He's taking care of her because he genuinely wants to take care of her despite her having a disability. Even if she didn't have a disability, the guy would still probably take care of her because it is encoded in us men for us to want to take care of the person that we are with. That is just how we are. That is just how we are wired. Now, like he said, so what if I love you because of you and you make my days happier, so what if I have to drive you places or help you cook with cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. And these fucking dumbass people are going to look at it and think, oh no, he's just with her because he wants to take advantage of the fact that she's disabled. And it's just, it's like these people are purposely putting on blinders because they are so jealous, so angry that they can't find somebody like this. They can't find somebody like this because they themselves are fucking toxic and they are doing nothing to make themselves better and make themselves, look good enough for somebody to want them. And when I say look good, I don't mean physically. That can be easily, fixed. I mean, with their personality, with their state of mind, their character, they're doing nothing to improve themselves, to make themselves, make somebody want them. They're just angry with the world, so they have to make the world just as miserable as they are.
Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people.
Oh, God.
No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay?
I mean, where did she pull that statistic? Do you have anything to corroborate said statistic? Do you have anything to prove that statement?
The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men.
Not me, I don't care for GTA.
Rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this...
Yeah, in 2025, it's damn near impossible to afford to have kids, let alone afford to take care of to help take care of another person that you're dating, let alone afford to even take care of yourself. We're all fucked.
Is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist!
Yeah, if these people's first thought is the stuff that they're saying in these comments, they have serious problems and they need help. They need to seek professional help. If that is the first thought that comes into their mind when they see this stuff. People, if that is the first thought that comes into your mind, get help. That's what you need. Either get help or get offline and go outside and touch grass.
This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire.
You know, when it comes to perverted stuff, I swear to God, I swear to absolute God, the smut that you ladies read is so much more worse than anything a man watches. I swear to God, it is so much worse.
Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people probably...
I've seen fetishes that I wish did not exist. And I wish I could I could bleach out of my memory. Ugh.
Most, if not all the people responding to this do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more...
Yeah, to break it down to just the bones of it, yes, just to love and be loved for who we are. That is it. That is the absolute bare bones of it. That is the bare bones of what the male fantasy is for love. Just to love and be loved for who we are. That is it. There's nothing more to it if we're just getting down to the basics of the basics.
More specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy...
Okay, the fat thing you can easily change. It's just stop shoveling food down your throat and doing no exercise. That's the reason why you're getting fat.
Is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives?
Oh, God. Okay. I see these people are confused. I will use one anime girl as an example. Like, my waifu is Tatsumaki. I will get a picture of her. Just give me a second here. Tatsumaki, for those who don't know, is Terrible Tornado from One Punch Man. This is Tatsumaki. Now, some people would see her and think she's a child. No. Tatsumaki is 28 years old and she's 4'11". She's 4'11". Wow, she's shorter than I thought. I thought she was like 5 or 5'1". And that would be known as a petite woman. Now, the guy in this one that they're commenting on is probably only like a few inches, if not maybe half a foot taller than the woman if they're, you know, laying side by side. She can't stand, obviously, because she's a paraplegic. But she's just petite. Petite doesn't mean child. Like I just shown you with Tatsumaki. She's 28 and 4'11". There are plenty of real world women who are in their 20s. Oops. Oh, that's fun. I was talking to somebody. I guess I just showed you a picture of the person I'm talking to. There are plenty of real world women who are of adult age, but are just really short and either fit or skinny. And they're just petite. So for people to immediately, like their immediate thought is child or pedo, when they're obviously just really short and of adult age, says a lot about who you are as a person. Get some help. Get off the internet. Get some help.
Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's...
Yeah, see, she's... looks like she's probably about maybe 6 inches shorter than him. Maybe a little bit less, but yeah, she's not child-sized. She's, you know, she looks like she's average height, maybe an inch or two shorter than the average female height, which is 5 feet 4 inches. Or, hey Siri, how many centimeters is 5'4"?
5.33 feet is 162.56 centimeters.
So yeah, about 100. Thank you. So yeah, about 163 centimeters tall for those who use the metric system. She's not a child. She's an adult. Like Shu said, she's older than the guy. And to immediately think that she's a child because she doesn't have tits, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old, and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this
I don't even know who
does
that
not
is.
even look like a child. This looks like
Yeah, she looks like an adult.
a cute woman.
She looks like she's in her 20s in this anime.
This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the E-thots, the E-girls, the muscle mommies.
This is fucking hot. This I have to say, I'm sorry. This is fucking hot. Damn, she's sexy.
The boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like girls need muscle mom.
Out of all of those she just showed, I gotta say this one's the hottest, and she reminds me of I can't remember who that female wrestler is. What was her fucking name? I need to find who she was, because she's fucking hot too. Oh, what was her fucking name? I can't remember who she was. Oh, Rhea Ripley. That's who it was. Yeah, she reminds me of Rhea Ripley. I'll show you here. Yeah. She kind of reminds me of Rhea Ripley right here. But yeah, like out of all the pictures she just showed, yeah, she's the best looking. She's the hottest.
The boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You should wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of like the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life like 20 times before you've had like your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane.
I'm sorry, but there is no woman who is a perfect 10 out of 10, because there's no such thing as perfection. There are women who can come close, but there is no singular person on this planet in all of human history who has ever been a 10 out of 10. Because like I said, there is no such thing as perfection. Every person has some flaw. And that's not a bad thing. I think it is a good thing that there is no such thing as perfect, because once something is perfect, it can no longer be improved upon, which I think is just bad.
As if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like back in the day, you'd probably see like one fine dame on your...
And just there is one person that talks about perfection that I think you should listen to, and this is like going off topic, but Captain Mayuri Kurosuchi from Bleach. His perfection speech. And this is what he says for perfection.
The perfect being, you said? Well, I have to tell you the honest truth as I see it. In this world, nothing perfect exists. It may be a cliché, after all, but it's the way things are. That's precisely why ordinary men pursue the concept of perfection. It's infatuation. But ultimately, I have to ask myself, what is the true meaning of being perfect? And the answer I came up with was nothing. Not one thing. The truth of the matter is, I despise perfection. If something is truly perfect, that's it. The bottom line becomes, there is no room for imagination. No space for intelligence, or ability, or improvement. Do you understand? To men of science like us, perfection is a dead end, a condition of hopelessness. Always strive to be better than anything that came before you, but not perfect. Scientists agonize over the attempt to achieve perfection. That's the kind of creatures we are. We take joy in trying to exceed our grasp, in trying to reach for something that, in the end, we have to admit, may in fact be unreachable. In other words, you may think that we operate on the same level, but you are wrong. The moment you started talking about perfection, you embraced an impossible concept and had already lost to me. That is, of course, if you are indeed a scientist at all.
And I have to admit, he is absolutely right when it comes to perfection. Perfection is something that we all strive for, but it is something that can never be achieved. Especially in people. So that's why I never say 10 out of 10 for any human person, because there's no such thing as perfect.
Bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it.
Oh, for a lot of Instagram people too. There is a lot of women out there who this is going to sound really mean, and I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. There are a lot of fat women out there who think they are a 10 out of 10, who think they're so beautiful. It's just like, no, you're not. You're not. I'm sorry, but you're not. You if you look like a fucking whale, you are not a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. You're not even a 5. This may, like I said, this may sound really mean, but some of these women who think they're just thick need a reality check and need to start taking better care of themselves.
You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime.
I think a more natural looking person. I mean, I don't mind if they wear some makeup, but you know, a more natural person, I think, is better than those who have all these fillings, all these surgeries and all this other stuff to try and make themselves look better. I think the more natural woman is better than the plastic ones.
Didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
I'm sorry, but there are women who like a guy who keeps track of their periods? Are you serious? Ladies out there, isn't that creepy?
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, but there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the shoe on head audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
It's amazing how some of these people's minds work. Like their first thought, their first instant thought is bad. They don't look at the silver lining. They don't look at the good. They only see bad and evil. It's like their vision is consistently clouded by darkness. There's no light anywhere. And this whole men are guilty till proven innocent thing, I think, is just abhorrently stupid. Anyone is innocent until proven guilty. You can't just assume somebody's guilt based on your feelings. It has to work on logic and fact and evidence. If everything was, you know, based on feeling, then the world would be in fucking anarchy.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
In this day and age, yes, it is a lot to ask for because we men are demonized for everything. So we can't have anything.
Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So here's the thing, that misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of...
Yeah, are people going to have the same reaction when there's a gender swap version of it? Consistency, people. Consistency. If you're going to act this way about the Josie one, you should act this way about the Perfect World one. If you can't, then you're a hypocritical shithead who needs to get a reality check.
This story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Manga? Mango?
Manga. Not manga. Manga.
Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy.
Excuse me, commenter. Women do the exact same thing.
Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health, but that's not real.
And that's what it says. Through sickness and through health, till death do us part. And people can't even do that. They get in one argument and they think that's the end of the relationship. People are not willing to put into the work of what a relationship is, of what a relationship and a marriage entails. People are not willing to put in the work for it. It's sad.
The point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert.
Yep.
Least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me.
The reason why they have this pick me response is because they have no good, logical, realistic way to argue against it. They don't. They don't have any way to argue against about what Scoochon said, or what any person says that agrees that this is actual male fantasy. Their first and only response they have in their head, because all thoughts just slide off it because of how smooth their fucking brain is, and because they have no logical or realistic argue against it, is this. This is their response. The other people I've seen that actually are for this average male fantasy, who understand it, the other two that I watch. I haven't seen any other VTubers really. I haven't seen their reactions to this yet. But Kitsunero, who actually likes this and actually agrees, who actually is for this, that doesn't argue against it, who actually thinks logically and lives in reality. And the other one is Smugglana, which she is, I'd say she's probably my favorite VTuber. If I were to, pick a Oshi, she'd probably be it. But yeah, they are grounded. They are in reality, and they think fucking logically. They aren't these type of people, which I am grateful to see and grateful for, because they understand it. They get it.
An incel could have written this. Fuck. What?
You realize Scoochon's a woman, right? She's not an incel. Or a femcel.
Why are so many VTubers either pygmies or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful...
I've seen a lot of female VTubers, and it's amazing just how many of them there are that actually that live in reality and are pretty grounded and think logically. I'm so grateful that there are a lot of female VTubers who are like that.
Weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not...
Oh, I felt so bad for Kitsunero when she said men deserve to be loved as well, and that just exploded. There were a lot of people who agreed with her, but there were so many fucking just women who thought that men don't deserve anything in the world and they're just demons. And then there were plenty of them who tried to dox Kitsu, and one of them who actually exceeded? Who actually accomplished doxing her. And even to this day, Kitsu is still dealing with this bullshit. I feel bad for Kitsu, and I hope she's doing all right with this stuff still.
Not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way.
I would like Shuanhead to react to a bunch of VTubers. See how she see that kind of video.
First of all, men make all the things. Thank you.
I like how her husband just comes in. Yeah, men do. We make all the things. We keep the things running, and we basically built the world for the women, and here we are being demonized for it.
Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else. But there is something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross.
They're, oddly enough, the majority of people who get offended on other people's behalf for some stupid-ass reason. I don't get that one.
You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded. She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these, like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these, I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah, this is not
In this day and age, yeah, it's
that man
considered.
Is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad. Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons.
Essentially, yeah, that is essentially the male fantasy is, you know, going to save the princess from the tower and defeat the dragon, you know, that.
Dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men
I don't
love
read
solving
Wikipedia
problems.
articles.
And
I
in a
haven't been on
world that
Wikipedia.
makes them feel useless,
I'm
makes them
almost
feel like
never
they
on
have
Wikipedia.
no purpose. Men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves.
Okay, I need to pause because I really need to use the bathroom. Okay, sorry about that. I really needed to use the bathroom. Alright, back to this.
To make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're
Because none of the women have the same standards and values as the women back from their grandpa's age or even their father's age. A lot of these women's standards are so twisted and deformed that they have no idea what actual good relationship values are anymore.
lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being
And also, hang on. To the men out there, if you ask a woman what she brings to the table for the relationship and she says, or if the guy says, I am the table, leave. Anybody who believes that they are the table is nothing but a red flag.
in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner, but just like in the
Yeah, for people, I think the people who have a mental or physical disability have a significantly harder time finding and keeping a relationship, because not everybody has the capacity to want to stick into the relationship and take care of the person and take care of the needs that they need taken care of. So I think it is significantly harder for those who have a disability to be in a relationship, because not everybody can deal with being with them.
movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden, but towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Personally, for me, I would like to have somebody get married and have kids before I'm 40. Hell, when I was in my 20s, I wanted that before I was 30. Here I am, 34. Single and childless. I want at least 1 or 2 kids. I would like that before I'm 40, but at this rate, I don't even think that'll happen.
that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah! You know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep?
Well, the 3 women, that's probably the sexual fantasy, but not the overall male fantasy.
Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoeonhead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want...
I would like to have a family. I would like to have a wife that I can spend the rest of my life with and eventually die with and have at least 1 or 2 kids. I would like a boy and a girl for kids. That's what I would like ultimately. I don't know if it'll happen, but I can hope.
I'll live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
Well, that was Shoe on Heads. Is this the average male fantasy? So, yeah. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well, so please make sure to give that a look-see, see if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.